Hey, what's up guys? Captain Zach here. Well, Mary and I are back at it again. So we're out here trying to catch the first coho of the season. It is the first thing in July, so it's really early July, and a couple of cohos are working their way into the area. So it's not a hot bite by any stretch, but I've talked to a couple of people who have picked them up, and you can't win if you don't play. So we're out here, we're just gonna be dragging some different baits, probably some herring and a hoochie behind a flasher. Got a big incoming tide, so the low tide just turned maybe an hour and a half ago. And they're big tides. It was a -2.5 or -3 low, so we're going to come up to a really nice high tide here in a couple hours. So with all that water movement, we're hoping that moves some fish in, and hopefully it'll move a school of cohos right by our baits, and maybe we can put a coho in the net. Yeah, we've got kind of a windy forecast today, so they were calling straight 15 knot winds, 3 feet, and they got it about right. It's about 3 footers. There's a few white caps out here. We're actually just trolling downwind, so we're letting the wind just blow us fast. We're covering a lot of ground, hoping to blow by a school of cohos.
Does that feel like a little net? What?
Fish on.
Oh.
Okay, fish on. Could it be the first coho? Yeah, just like that. Oh, there you go, in the wind and the waves. Welcome aboard the first coho of the season. Oh, that's fantastic. You know, that fish started to stay down right off the bat, so I thought we might even have a feeder king. Then about halfway through the battle, it actually shot right to the top. So I saw it dancing on the top, and I saw the flasher go nuts, so that was giving me the indication that it might be a coho, and indeed it was. So sometimes in the wind and waves, things can get a little hairy trying to land a fish near the boat, but luckily that went relatively smoothly. So we worked it right to the corner, and Mary was able to scoop it up on the first try and put the first coho of the season in the boat. Well, of course, there's only one way to celebrate the first coho of the year, and that is with a halibut salad sandwich on wheat. So it's killer for king salmon, but it does just the same for cohos. And I've got some hot pepper cheese on it today. I caught that coho on a green label herring. So these first few coho of the year and the past couple of years, I've noticed that they tend to be a little bit smaller. So I went with a smaller herring, the green label herring, and I've got a blue label herring here as well, which is a little bit bigger. But this will just show you the size difference that I keep talking about in some of these videos. Again, the green label is on the bottom and the blue label is on the top. Nice fish! Yeah!
Oh, I think you're on.
Yep. Oh yeah, fish on.
Okay, yeah, I'm in.
Nice, down and tight. Is your reels on? Definitely stripping some drag.
Okay. Get out of gear?
Actually, yeah, can you slow it down a bit? Perfect, thank you. That wind is just ripping. Okay, this one's staying down. My money's on either a feeder king or a coho. Okay, 70 feet.
Might be a bit.
Yeah, we're moving so fast. The wind's blowing us almost 3 miles an hour. Here we go. Now I'm making it up 40 feet. So I'm gonna step back. Okay. Slow and steady. There's 25. Okay. A little better fish this time. 13. Slow down. Okay. Oh, that was a chum salmon. So I'm gonna keep him for halibut bait. I'll certainly take that chum salmon for halibut bait. So what I'll do is I'll fillet that chum salmon and then cut it down into strips, and then I'll use those strips on a jig. So I'll tip the jig with those, and halibut absolutely love it. Yeah, it's also worth noting, when you keep a salmon like I'm doing there to just cut up fully for halibut bait, it has to be either a chum or a pink. And then also, when you do harvest one of those fish and you intend to use it for bait, don't bleed it. So like on that coho we caught earlier, I immediately cut the gills to make sure we get the blood out of the meat. But if you're keeping one for bait, you don't want to bleed it. You want that blood, which will provide extra sort of rich flavor, texture, all that good stuff, to stay in the meat, because that'll give it extra scent. So just a little tip, something to think about. Come back. Oh, fish on, down and tight. Not close at all, 230 feet. It really went on a tear. Oh, that fish went on a big run right off the bat. Almost nothing I could do to fight it against this wind. It's just slow and steady.
Can we take it out completely?
Sure. Maybe just for a little bit. Okay. We're riding 5-footers right now. Oh, that's another bright chum salmon, so a dog salmon. Not our target species, but I'll still harvest that for halibut bait. You can see the tiger stripes going vertically. That's a giveaway that that's a chum salmon. Another chum salmon. Well, that's not our target species, but I'm sure the halibut won't mind those bait strips. Well, that wind's really starting to howl, so I think we're going to call it a day here, but still all in all a pretty good session. So just a couple hours of trolling here, and we ended up catching the first coho of the year, which is awesome, always an awesome milestone, and then also those 2 chum salmon or dog salmon, which we'll cut up and have those for halibut bait. And this is always sort of a slower time of year from a trolling perspective, that early July time frame. It's after the best king fishing in the terminal areas, and it's also before the best coho run. So give it a couple weeks, those cohos will show up in more and more numbers, more and more schools of those fish will be moving through, so that'll provide a lot more opportunity. But anytime you're getting some action trolling in that early July time frame, it's always opportunistic, and it's always great to get that first coho of the season. So as always, really good stuff trolling here for salmon near Juneau, Alaska. I've got my 14-ounce squid jig all loaded up on my electric reel. That's going down for a deep drop. See if we can find some halibut bait. 600 feet down. 600 feet, and now I'm gonna bring it up just slow and steady. I don't wanna lose this thing. There's no hooks on the squid jig, so they're just these little prongs. I can feel a little bit of thump going on, a little extra weight. Hopefully it stays on there. I was sitting in 800 or 900 feet. I was down about 600 feet. I think I got one. I can feel a little extra pullage. Mary thinks I'm goofy for trying to catch a squid, but I think it's some of the best halibut bait around. Really good table fare too, calamari. Still on there, 420 feet. A squid and a coho on the same day? That's like the best day ever. Still on there, I can feel the weight. Could you get the bucket ready? I'll just take it right to the bucket when assuming I'm fortunate enough to land this behemoth. 280. Now squid have ink, so they could easily ink this whole boat. So this needs to be a precise motion right to the bucket. 240 feet, still on there. My money's on a squid. You know, mid to lower mid water column on a squid jig, that bright glow jig. Here's 160 feet. We're just back trolling in some crazy, crazy deep water. Okay. 120. Okay. Got the bucket ready. 70 feet. Heads up when this comes over, because this is gonna. Yeah, I gotta go right to the bucket. And I don't want to mess around on the top because it might pop off. Okay, here we go. 30 feet. Oh, I don't like how far it's drifting behind the boat. I missed it. Missed the bucket. Missed the bucket. Yes! Look at this squid! Okay, hold on. Oh, it's a monster squid! Check out this massive squid. Finally success. I've been trying my squid jig here and there, no success, and then finally dropped it into 600 feet of water. Probably sitting in about 800 to 1,000 feet of water. And look at this beauty. Oh, well, there you go. A great way to wrap it up. A bonus squid on top of a fun trolling session.